In this video, I would like to show how to create paths in Pixie3D. For demonstration purposes, I decided to make a wine glass. Um, and I like to use real life references. So the first thing I would like to do is load in a photo of a real wine glass. And I think I should have one stored somewhere. This one will do. Import, and I can find my textures and images I loaded in this area. In order to see it in the viewport, I can simply just create a plane and drag and drop this photo on top of it. So here we go. We have a little wine glass on a plane. Now, the proportions of this wine glass is not the same as the image. So if I go down, click on the texture, I can see here the resolution is 298 by 298. So that is power by 2. So if I type in 298 width and 298 height, I should get the same proportion as I had for the original resolution. It doesn't have to be exactly 298 by 298. I could make it smaller if I wanted to. I could do about 200 by 200, for instance, and the proportion will clearly be the same. I used to work with stuff. I prefer to work with stuff which is quite aligned. So I put it at absolute 0, this plane. And also, before I start creating this path, I think I'm gonna use mainly the top view because I'm gonna think about it as being a 2D profile. The path button, in order to create path, is down here. It's this little one. Let's look like a little wave. I simply activate it, and I can start lay out the control points of it, and I only need to do create control path for half of the wine glass because I would like to lathe it later on, and I'm gonna, if you don't know what lathing means, I'm gonna explain shortly what that is. To begin with, I would create as less control points as possible. So if I put the first one here, roughly at the center of the wine glass, I'll create one out here, um, and I absolutely is aware that this is not matching the profile of the wine glass very well, um, but the less control points to begin with, the better, the easier it is to adjust later. So if I create a very crude profile, also I need to make two points in here because this is gonna create the actually bubble of the glass. So if I create the last one roughly around here, so I have something that looks not like a wine glass at all, which is absolutely fine for now. It's probably easy to see now. Um, so what I can do is just simply go in and I can edit the points and activate my add points, and then if I put my cursor on one of these lines, you'll see the cursor changes. When it does that, I can create a new control point. But before I start inserting new points, I would like to convert some of these points to curves rather than linear lines. So if I choose one of these here, start out with this one because this is the most curvy area of the glass. In this area here, it says point type. It says corner there. I can get a list, and I can if I change that to curve, to green, and that's probably easy to see like that. Two green handles will appear. If I grab one of these, it'll turn yellow, and I can change them. And as you can see, this is quite curvy now. Um, if I make that visible again, you'll see if I try to make it as close to the glass as possible down here, you'll see it looks funny at the top of that, between this one and that one. The reason for that is because this one actually holds a secret handle. Even that is a corner, it actually still has a handle, but you can't see it. I can change that by saying corner and curve, and I'll get two hands again. But these ones are now quite yeah, maybe I should just make a curve. I'll make a curve one for this one. And then I'll deal with the minor details later on. For now, I'm just gonna make something quite rough so it'll be easy for me to see where it is I'm gonna put in more points. Probably best if I made all of them curves for now. Bear with me here. I gonna put that one in there. Make this one look a bit better here. And this one here, gonna change that to curve 2. And I could actually change the very last one to curve as well, so I could control this one here. Oh yeah, I got one here to change that to curve. Yep. And this should be the last one. So if I change that to curve here. So clearly it does not look very oh, I messed up this one. Yeah. Now, first of all, this looks a bit funny up here. That can be fixed easily simply by selecting these, and I should be able to move these down, yeah, like that. So now I have all right, and for the glass, I got a curvy glass here. Maybe I need a bit of adjustment, and this one could use a bit more adjustment as well. It's more like that. And that, I think that's fine. That looks almost fine. I need to do a bit there. And I could actually use a bit of extra points here at the bottom often. So I think for now it would be easier if I change that back to corner, and I'm gonna start insert here. It may be a bit difficult to see because the photo is here. No, I think it's easier. So there you see the cursor change, and if I click this one there, and it should have added Oh, maybe I did that one wrong. If I delete this one here, the one I think I accidentally added rather than insert. So if I try that again, go in here, there you go. I got an extra point that I can work with here to get a little bit better foot or base, leg, or whatever you call it, of the glass. For now, since it's just demonstration purpose, I'm not gonna go into a lot of details. You could spend a lot more time on this to make it much nicer than this. So for now, that'll do. If I go into the perspective view, you should be able to see that a better idea of what is going on, because now it's in 3D rather than 2D. If I go in here and I selected the plane, and because I don't really need that anymore now, so I'm gonna hide that one. And the final step in order to create or convert this to 3D is simply just to add a modifier. So if I add the lathing modifier, well, wrong one here, and it's down here. So when I do that, it's gonna use this profile, path profile, and convert it into 3D simply by lathing. And as you can see, this doesn't exactly look like wine glass. And the reason for this is because it's trying to lathe around the y-axis, which is the green arrow, which is pointing up. So it actually doing it correctly, but it was not my intention to make it rotate around this y-axis. I actually prefer to rotate around the z-axis. And to do that, all I need to do is just simply check this one axis Z or Z, and hooray, we got a wine glass here made in 3D surface. Let us tilt it up so it looks vertical. Let me type in 90 degrees here, and we have a nice little glass. That's how easy it is to make 3D objects in Pixie3D. I'm gonna show you a lot more of path, because this is just a little bit of what Pixie is capable of doing in terms of path. But there you go. Thank you for watching.